All right. Hello, and welcome, Swear Nation. Man, I am so glad to have everyone here. This is going to be an absolutely fun, packed episode. A slew of different treats ready to go for the overall hot or not. And we'll be diving into more on that here in a second. We have two amazing guests, as well as a very first of its kind game planned for the show. So, man, it's going to be a fun one. Episode 42 starts now. All right. Hey, welcome on in, Swear Nation. Man, so thankful to have everyone here. Once again, like I said, we're going to shake up the normal rotation here tonight. Just in the sake of trying some new things, I think this will be a lot of fun. We are going to actually run Hot or Not the whole entire episode. And what we'll do is at the very end, we'll give our score ratings. This will also allow us to, go down the list of all the different snacks and treats that I have here. I didn't bring everything, but I got a good majority of them. So that'll be a lot of fun. Hey, if this is your first time checking out the show, this is a podcast for the Chilihead community, by the Chilihead community, and regardless of your spice tolerance, this is the place for you. And man, we have two amazing guests. We have Art and Linda from Linda's Fiery Treats here as our guests tonight. And then we have the first of its kind. We have the Pepper Gauntlet rolling out. And, all that to say as well, I know that there is a giveaway that will be announced in this podcast for Linda's Fiery Treats. This is for their pepper box. So, hey, if you entered, we will find out if you win tonight. And hey, continue to share this around. We're growing. I'm loving the fact that we are knocking on the door of 300 right now. So continue to grow and share this with other like-minded chili heads and individuals that are trying to, up their spice tolerance. So, hey, let's go ahead and kick it on over to the interview. All right. Hello. Linda and Art, how are y'all?
Good.
We're
How
doing
are
all right.
you?
Doing great. I figured this format might also help with getting through and trying out more of the overall different snacks and treats that were sent. This way, we can all talk. We can get to
sure.
get to going, and then I can also be trying these and then taking some notes over here on the side. So for all those that are watching right now, might not be quite the most descriptive as I'm going through this in real time, but we will be covering all that at the end. So let's do this. I mean, first and foremost, how I know that you just recently got back, I guess, from the hospital. So everything good there? Doing great?
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
I'm
good.
good. Basically, and the back thing was just a muscle pull, and so I'm doing a lot better right now. So we're good.
Okay. Good news. Yeah, I was I was hoping that it wasn't anything serious. I know I also have back pain.
Me too.
From time in the military, and it's not a pleasant thing to deal with. So I completely understand how that can hinder things pretty bad.
It definitely did. For a couple of days there, I was not moving at all, but all good. We definitely are good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so I guess first and foremost, y'all do huge things throughout the whole entire pepper community as a whole. And obviously y'all are very involved with a lot of League of Fire stuff. What got y'all started, and, how did Linda's Fiery Treats even, get to the point where we are, and how did it take off?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to let him tell you because he's a lot better at talking than I am.
So we're originally from Northeast Pennsylvania, where you get about 5 hours of growing time, to be honest.
Yeah, really.
Thank God we had a 2,400 square foot basement, because other than that, you'd barely get anything. But anyway, in Pennsylvania is an awesome hot anything show called Bowers Pepper Festival. And anybody in the Northeast has probably been there. We went there in 2018 and then also 2019. And we really weren't familiar with the super hot scene at all. We knew we dug some hot peppers and stuff. And we got there and we're trying all kinds of sauces and stuff people made and all. And 6 years ago, I don't know, anybody that's been in the scene a while knows that edibles from 6 years ago, all people really cared about was making it hot. And there was not a lot of effort into what it really tasted like.
Yeah.
Hence the one chip challenge and shit like that. So we're like halfway through the first show and she's like, God, I can make this stuff way better than these people are. And that's kind of what started the ball rolling.
Yeah.
So the first year, we really weren't growing much. We were buying peppers from, I guess, some of the folks that are still around, Lexus and Randy, Tom Kleinfelder, and you name it, people that are in the scene, maybe on the peripheral, maybe not. But we bought a ton of pods and we started making products, and all of a sudden everybody's just wanting to buy our shit, and it was cool.
Yeah.
So then we realized, well, gee, we're not really making any good money if we're buying pods off of people, and no matter how big a box you buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's when we started growing some.
At least a lot more. We had about 100 plants in PA.
Okay.
That we had in our basement. So yeah, it was interesting for sure. But it was a journey, and we knew that he was going to be retiring, and then all of a sudden we realized, you know what?
Well,
Pennsylvania is no longer for us.
I came home from work one night. I used to work 12-hour swing shift at P&G, and I came home from work one night, and she goes, "I'm done with this snow. We're done. I can't do this anymore," because we had like a 500-foot driveway, and I had to use a big tractor to plow it every day.
Oh man!
When you're in Walmart, you said it's big mounds of snow. That was our driveway.
Oh,
we got all the lake effect snow out in New York because we were so far north in PA.
Exactly. Yeah, it was crazy, and I just said no more. And the thing is that we just had built, like in 2016, our dream home. And then I realized, you know what? I can't do it anymore. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
So we moved to Florida, and we moved the whole family here, and never looking back.
Okay.
Not at all. Yeah, well, definitely.
No, that makes complete sense. The confined constraints of growing in a basement, while you can really control the conditions there, I can't imagine to the same magnitude and scale that y'all have got now that would have ever been attainable.
Well, that's funny you say that. That we've hit a scale this year that I think we've outdone ourselves. It's probably not going to be as big next year.
Probably
because, quite frankly, we overwintered about 350 plants, of which about 270 some are still in production right now.
Yeah.
They're all kind of in a lull. We just had a hurricane come through.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of flower loss, and all kinds of pods that should have been another couple weeks just decided to ripen.
Yeah.
Because we got 15 inches of rain in about 24 hours.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've got, give or take, 600 teenage plants in our greenhouse right now.
Which I'm getting ready to plant everything.
So we might have 800 plants by the end of the season.
Yeah.
Man,
but thankfully,
it's crazy.
Yeah, well, our season lasts so long.
Yeah.
So I mean, we don't usually put things into the greenhouses until like December
or even the beginning of January.
Yeah, and we usually still have pods into March. It just depends on the actual how bad the winter is. Last year was awesome. We only had like 2 freezes the entire winter, which was great. But the year before that we had a lot more. So it just depends on what we get. I mean, we hope for the best, but
So anybody that's a grower that's watching right now, they're thinking to themselves, gee, it's already August and they've only got teenage plants. Well, what happened? We were late to start.
yeah,
And then we kind of had an aphid/whitefly problem that probably set us back a good month.
yeah,
So
definitely.
we're not too worried because, like she said,
We have a
we
long
go
season.
till Christmas almost sometimes.
Yeah, easily. I mean, we usually have pods in January, February, and sometimes March.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. In the middle of winter almost for everybody else, us and Lone Star are the only ones sending pods out.
yep.
That's
And Tom
pretty
Broom
nice.
if he's deciding to send
No,
one.
yeah, he doesn't
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that Tom Broom's pretty much just doing his things with his few customers, he's
Yeah.
not even sending boxes out. So.
Nope. No, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, okay. Well, while we have a second too, I want to remind everyone, because normally I have the chance to mention this, but hey, if y'all have questions that are watching, go ahead, fire those off. We'll get those set to the side and we'll get those asked as we go. I'm also going to use this moment to go ahead and open up one of these bags. We'll start with the, so this one was calling me, the Bang Bang Mix Nuts.
that's a really big seller. Very big seller.
It's
an Asian base.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Absolutely sounds phenomenal.
Well, I like coming up with very unique flavor profiles.
Okay.
And so I'm always looking to see, and then if something hits me, that's what I run with.
Wow, this smells amazing. All right.
Still crunchy.
Yes, very crunchy. Very good. I'm going to go ahead and get this hot or not score thing pulled up so I have my input as I'm going. I can flip around without disrupting our conversation. But yeah, it's okay. So based on, where we kind of left off with the conversation as well, you sent the list of kind of what y'all have going, 260, 250 different varieties, something to that tune. And I mean, 800, you're saying roughly 800 plants is kind of where you're...
That's what it's going to look like, yeah.
At least that, maybe even a little bit more.
It's silliness.
But the thing is that...
I was just watching, we were sitting watching a few of your shows to kind of get a feel for the format. And it's funny, you've had like all the people on that I look up to. So you're rocking it that way anyway. But like some of the stuff I was going to talk to, like Tom Broom stole my thunder. I was going to give him credit for like the controlled release fertilizer that he talks about.
Yeah.
Because he's the one that turned us on to that.
Yeah.
And that's been a game changer. He doesn't use any chemicals hardly. He uses his coffee tea and then he goes right into the CRF, the Florican. Well, we kind of use some early chemicals while we're waiting for that to ramp up to give our babies some chance to kick into gear. But other than that, that's been a big thing.
Yeah, definitely.
It takes a lot of the guesswork out.
Yeah. Well, and then with the grow that size, that really frees you up to be able to handle that. Because
exactly.
That also kind of leads me into...
It's a lot of plants. Yeah, it is.
Well, and that's the thing is like where I was just looking at your list and knowing the amount of supplies that go into creating all these products, etc. Like I just all I can think of is there's no way it's just you two running this whole thing. And,
it is.
It is.
I would say I think it's fair to say 3 to 4 hours a day.
Yeah, it's spent outside.
Is spent in the garden or in the pepper room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I usually do all my harvesting late Saturday. That way I'm not hitting the crazy heat of Saturday. And I do it in the evening. I do my picking. Sometimes I don't get it finished. I may do early morning Sunday and finish it up. Then Sunday we're labeling everything and getting all the packages and stuff together. I try to do advanced sales because it's much easier that way. That way I know how many boxes I should have. And I try to shoot for that. And if I have extra, that's great. So it just,
Well, it's the funny thing is we started growing peppers to feed our Linda's Fiery Treats product.
Yeah.
And it turns out everybody wants our peppers anyway. So, as you see in the contest, this will be our 100th box that we've sent out this season.
Which is almost triple what we did a couple years ago at this time. So
that is super awesome to be cranking out boxes in that volume, pushing out the products in this magnitude. The flavor's phenomenal on those, by the way. The Bang Bang mix nuts are great. I tried to get one of each of the different nuts that were in there and get a nice good variety of everything. And oh my goodness, these things are dangerously deadly on the taste. I cannot, I'm gonna eat this whole thing tonight. I already know it, but it's a good thing. It's definitely a good thing. Okay, well the current offerings that y'all do have. So I know that y'all sell seeds, y'all have some jams, y'all have some hot sauces, y'all have some mixed nuts, some brittle, some candies. I mean,
brownies,
where does your inspiration come for all this?
Okay, for me, as I am basically the one that does, of course, all the cooking. He's my garden guy, and he's insane, really great in the garden, but I'm the one that cooks everything, except when I was in a cast, and then he did help me. But I like unique flavors. I have been cooking for a really long time. I probably should have become a professional chef because I can cook really well, almost everything. But I like just unique profile.
She likes making shit up on her own.
Yeah.
She's being humble. And all through, so we've been married over 30 years.
Yep.
And every time I bring a recipe to her, she goes, "Oh, I could do better than that." And it turns out she can. That's the funny thing. So like I said, we went to the show and we tasted all kinds of stuff. And we bought a bunch of stuff and brought it home and said, we don't really want to copy anybody's stuff.
Nope.
We want to take ideas and come up with things that sadly are better.
Yeah.
I don't want to diss anybody, so I'm not naming any names or anything.
No.
But also I'll just bring it up that back then, so 5 years ago, whatever, the pepper scene was different than it's been the last year or so.
Oh yeah.
It's sad that there's all this animosity and all these people taking shots at each other and stuff.
It's sad.
And we're doing everything we can to stay out of it. Mm-hmm. That being said, you almost have to be careful who you align yourself with it these days.
Yeah.
And you're shaking your head because I'm right.
Yep.
It's dumb. It's dumb. Whether it's the Jim versus Jim thing or whatever, nobody cares, man. It's about eating stupid peppers.
Yeah.
It really is about hot peppers.
Yep.
So we're doing everything we can to stay out of that scene.
Yeah.
But it makes it hard to network when you have to second guess
where you're putting things.
Whose name you mentioned even.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, that makes perfect sense. And it's the same thing. There's quite a few times that I will say something, but then there's a lot of other times it's just like, keep it moving because this has nothing to do with what the community's actually about.
Right. Yep.
And it is, you do have to pick and choose what, what hills you're going to die on, essentially, right?
Yeah.
And,
I would say the only controversy that I think we kind of peripherally became part of, some folks had a hard time because Tom Broom and us were giving peppers away for free to League of Fire. What do they care? They're my goddamn peppers.
Yeah.
What are you dissing us for?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
Get a life, But
that's pretty silly.
But in the meantime, League of Fire has gotten us a ton of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we
a lot of competitors dig our stuff, they dig our products, they dig our peppers. We send peppers to shows. We went to Erie, we took peppers with us to the show.
Yeah, just to give out to people.
Yeah.
That too. Besides providing for the show, yeah.
Well, and I mean, y'all are so heavily involved with League of Fire as well, in just whether that be.
Yeah, we're trying to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're not listening to all the naysayers. We get along with anybody. If you got a problem with us, then walk away because it's not about us.
Nope.
Yeah.
We are right up front people. What you see is what we get. What you get. I like what we do. That keeps us happy. We're having fun.
Yeah, that's funny that she said that. That's really, so you asked, how do we get into it? Well,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it really became, what can we do as retirees that we can do together to keep us busy? And that's really what this is.
Yep.
I will continue to call this a hobby. I know it's hard. I know you'll probably laugh saying 800 plants is a hobby. But really, we really want to never get so deep, whether financially or just emotionally involved with it, that the day that we wake up in the morning and say, I just don't want to go out and water the garden, that we have that conversation and say, hey,
it might be time
maybe it's time to take a cruise and step back for a while, you know?
Yep. Yeah.
So, but right now we're enjoying ourselves. We really are. I mean, like I said, we've been married for 36 years, and it keeps us from killing each other. Basically, yeah.
When we were in Erie, well, we went to the Tampa show, and then we went to the Erie show, and we've met a ton of competitors, a ton of League of Fire people.
Awesome.
And it's just, I love the Pepper scene.
Yeah.
Even
Great
the conceited people, at least are straight to your face. Hey, I'm a conceited person. Have a ball if you don't like me. I don't know what to tell you. But everybody's just who they are pretty much.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, there's so much love in the community, at least with the League of Fire whole group here. There's so much love in the community, and I love that. I mean, I've met so many great people that I would spend time with, them coming here, we go in there, whatever. That's what it feels like, because there are so many great people that we've made, and we consider them dear friends.
Yeah, absolutely. The bond, the brotherhood, the friendships, it's very strong amongst the whole League of Fire community, as well as just the Pepper community as a whole. Really, it comes down to, as it was said before, there's just those outliers, those conversations and debates that shouldn't really disrupt things, but have been disrupting things. It's just,
it's a shame. We were in episode 7 of that Super Hot show, and it's a shame that show became such a wedge.
Yeah,
for the community as a whole. That it's almost like it's the haves and have-nots, but nobody controlled who they chose or who they didn't chose except for them.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean that kind of. I was just going to say that kind of brings up another thing I was going to say is, so we, obviously, as y'all have seen, we've had quite a few people that have been on Super Hot on here to talk about their experience. Was definitely going to dive into that at some point and just see, what y'all's take and experience on that was. And so this kind of feels like a good point to kind of get into that a little bit as well.
Well, to be honest, when Johnny approached me originally, because he was the one that I had to thank for even, suggesting that we were on the show. And, when they contacted us, of course, I didn't think much of it. I'm like, okay. But once a whole production crew, and then they were here for an entire day, don't get me wrong, I was scared to death. I am not a camera person at all. So it was rough for me. I have to be honest. I took a shot of alcohol in the morning right before we started, just to calm myself down. Because I was so nervous. But Johnny was so insanely awesome. He helped us through everything. It made us more relaxed. We had a ball. We actually had a real ball filming everything. I'm just happy that we actually made it onto the show. That was really awesome. It's something that we can share with our kids and our grandkids and their grandkids, that we actually did something. So it was really cool. Yeah. Very much. Yeah.
No, it's definitely a nice experience to be a part of. And as you're saying, to be able to share with others as a whole. And the idea of being able to, as you mentioned, you weren't really it wasn't like a, hey, this is this and this is that. It was just, if you got tapped, you were in, essentially. And, ultimately, I think the main thing, which was dividing a lot of folks, is everyone got caught up with the whole ego side, if you will, of things, like the me, instead of
Oh, yeah, yeah.
hey, collectively, this is going to be huge for the community because
Yeah,
it's going to shine a light to
exactly.
so many new faces. So,
Yeah.
and just,
You know what else I think? I think people, including us, I guess it was naive on our part to not realize that it was going to really be a reality show that happened to be about peppers. And if people disagree on my opinion, fine. But so we didn't recognize that the show really was for non-pepper people to be introduced to us.
Mhm.
Right.
So I'm not saying it changed how we approached it, but it changed how we received it when we watched the series.
Yeah.
yep.
But it was enjoyable. I mean, I loved it. I love seeing so many people. And then, like I said, when we were in Erie, we got to meet so many people. I mean, we met some in Tampa, which was awesome as well. And then get to seeing, you know, Shahina and Paul and just everyone. It was just amazing. I mean, it was exciting for us. It really was. We had a ball in Erie. I mean, an absolute ball.
Yeah.
And you could even ask Shahina about our little clown car, trying to get back from the dance club that we went to. So it was a lot of fun. I mean, we really just enjoyed the company of everyone there. And like I said, we hope to do definitely more of these, you know, over this year or into next for sure.
You know, part of your gig is for us to recommend somebody, and we started going through the list of people you've already had, and you pretty much hit like everybody I wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, dude, you're rocking it, man.
That's for
No,
sure.
I greatly appreciate that. I want to say, holy cow, these Reaper maple cashews, the smell off of those alone, it just like triggers a childhood memory almost.
Yeah.
Like it just brings
Right.
me back to it. They taste phenomenal, but that aroma right off the bat just like caught me, and I was like, all right, these make me feel like I'm at home right now. So no, phenomenal job there. And of course,
Thank
those
you.
ones definitely pack a nice punch. Love them. I'm about to, just for everyone that's watching right now, I'm about to jump in the Reapin' Skittles. So
Okay, cool. Yeah, definitely. We recently got into the whole freeze drying thing, and I mean it's still very experimental. I have tried lots of things and just trying to get the right way of getting the right amount of heat. Because I've seen Skittles out there that are supposed to be like Reaper and stuff like that, and they do not seem like they're anything near what the heat that I'm putting through. And that's kind of what we strive for, is bringing the heat. Like, you know, you go to these shows, and for the most part, you know, they say, "Oh, it's hot honey or hot jam and hot this," and you taste them, and like there is like practically no heat.
Or you're eating crystals,
Yeah,
and it tastes like nothing.
yeah.
yeah.
So I kind of wanted to go for the point where, for us, the way I approach anything that I make is that usually it's all done without heat to begin with.
Yeah.
I perfect a recipe, with the exception of certain things, but you can't. But I perfect a recipe one way, and then I start adding heat, and then I get it to the heat that I'm hoping for. Now, I can't always eat the hottest things I make. I can take a little taste of it, but I usually just send it to some of my great friends out there in the pepper world.
Yeah, Johnny Scoville's our guinea pig.
Yep, there's quite a few that we have. And
He's happy being our guinea pig, so we're happy to have him.
You know, and basically, you know, I get an idea of where we're at on that, because, you know, I can't. I mean, I like spicy, but I don't like.
We'll be happy to
that
make
kind
you
of spicy.
one of our guinea pigs.
I'm definitely down for that.
All right.
These are tasty. So, in full transparency, I have not had Skittles in, I don't know, probably since 2015, 2016 was the last time I had Skittles. And these taste phenomenal with the way that you've been able to pair the Reaper to the overall Skittle.
Oh, you know it's a Reaper too, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It will
You're
build.
getting the nice back of the throat burn, you know, and it's really kind of, it's not super overbearing in that sense, but it is definitely noticeable. You know, a very nice chili head snack for sure.
Cool.
So
now we do have, just so you know, so we had come up with for League of Fire. It was just kind of something I wanted to do on my own. It's not a challenge product, but it's what I'm calling our triple or our 4X Reaper cashews. And there's actually 6 times the amount of Reaper in those nuts
compared to what you had with
compared to what you just had.
okay.
Okay. So that's
so really what happened was, so Shahina had just mentioned to her one day in an email or chat or whatever that, you know, if you have any like stuff that would be good for a challenge, let us know. So she started off down that path.
right.
And these League of Fire cashews, they're not there yet.
No, but I'm working on that.
But they're hot enough that enough League of Fire folks still buy them just to keep their shit up there, you know?
Yep. No, it's I mean, I can only imagine how tasty that would be. The main thing is I know that there's or at least I've been hearing, I haven't really tried a lot of the League of Fire things in general challenge wise. But I do know that one of the common things that I have heard on a few of the newer ones is that you're not only battling the heat, you're also battling a little bit of a dry mouth from as you're chewing it up, kind of taking all those fluids out of your mouth, if you will, saliva.
Yeah, most definitely.
Phenomenal stuff here.
I'm not sure if you knew. So when we were in Dallas, which was a couple years ago, and it was the first time I actually got to meet Johnny in person. And we were at the World Food Championship in Dallas, Texas.
Yes.
And so Johnny, the last day, they were doing the solar flare challenge, which I'm assuming you know what that is.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I'm not completely familiar with it.
It's not like way up here,
It's not
but
the craziest
it's still
one,
pretty
no.
high. You know,
You have like
it's a challenge. So
yeah, 5 levels of sunflower seeds as you go up. And he's like, oh, we need somebody else. And I'm like, oh, my God, I can't do this. I can't do it. But then he talked me into it. I was like, well, you know what? We'll get my name out there. You know, why not? Let's try it.
Yep.
Oh. So David Martin, I don't know if you know who David Martin is. It was his kind of his sidekick for a long time. He was next to me. Now, he was not allowed to win. Okay.
because he was a ringer.
Yes. So we basically did this challenge, and everyone else was out, and I finished the last round of it, and I did win it. But then we were like,
Here's where we learned a secret about competitive hot eating.
yes, you run to the bathroom very quickly.
Get rid of it.
Yes. Okay.
Johnny pulled her aside and said, go get rid of that right now.
Exactly. I was in the bathroom for at least an hour. I did not even have my phone on me because he was the one recording it. And so I could even communicate to him that I was dying.
I'm in the bathroom with cramps.
Yeah, I'm dying, okay? I won't be out for a while. So I said I won't do that again.
In all honesty, neither of us are really that into eating fresh peppers.
No, not at all.
She doesn't like the taste of fresh peppers that much. I have a hiatal hernia that gives me the hiccups in about 3 seconds after I eat
Anything
that's hot.
Okay.
So again, we really do in some cases need to rely on people like you or Johnny or Ryan or anybody to taste our stuff and say, hey, is this cool? Or because everything just tastes hot to us because we have no tolerance, you know?
Yeah.
How do you taste Reaper powder and know what it tastes like on a nut other than just Reaper powder? That's all my tongue gets.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And then you die for a while. I try one of my nuts and I'm going, okay, I'm dead.
Well, okay. So then you kind of mentioned it, but just to make sure. So with all the different varieties that y'all do grow, is there a certain threshold that y'all do either incorporate in food or that y'all eat ever? Is there a...
Well, as far as products go, whatever's the hottest that we can make into a product.
Yeah.
We're trying to, okay, so let's talk about, say, the most sales we've had for the last year for the products have been 2 different brownies, the Primatali brownie, which has peanut butter inside it,
Yeah.
and then a Reaper brownie. And it's like double the sales of anything else in the catalog.
Yeah.
People just dig them.
Yeah.
And then, we have hot sauces. They're basically all prototypes right now because we're still in the process of getting a kitchen here local to actually mass produce, some of the hot sauces that we've come up with. But when it comes to the hot sauces, like we have Amnesiac, and that is made with our good old amnesia pepper, which, if you remember on Superhots, was what they were talking about, which it's sad because it really isn't. It's not my pepper.
It's Rocco's pepper.
It's Rocco's pepper.
But the show made it sound like it was hers,
and
which
it's
was
not.
Kind of dumb.
I know. Basically, we buy a lot of things from him, and we love his concoctions that he's come up with, and so we try to grow a lot of the ones that we do from him. This year,
two of our most popular peppers, and they are older peppers, so they've kind of fallen out of favor compared to like all the new latest and greatest and shiny whatever, is the Orion and the Amnesia, both of which are from Rocco.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we started buying seeds directly from him for those, and then he's a good provider. So this year actually is probably more than 50% of our plants are from seeds that were bought from him.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so from a personal consumption standpoint, I guess that's also what I was curious to know. Do y'all have a certain threshold that y'all like? Okay. And
I like. Yeah, I
Golden Dragon ties.
Yeah.
For cooking, like if you want something super hot, we'll usually use Yellow Reapers or Yellow 7-Pot Primos.
Yeah, I
for,
like
for
those.
cooking and like chilies.
And I like the
that.
lemon scorpions. Those I actually really like a lot. Is the lemon scorpion.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was just curious because obviously y'all have quite the list here. I'm just looking at it right now as far as everything that y'all have currently going variety wise. And so I was curious as to how much of this y'all are actually enjoying yourselves, because
minimal.
Yeah,
to be honest.
I'll bring the thing is that when we put boxes of pods together, okay, a lot of people, I guess they just put like their biggest pods they have or whatever. For me, I think giving a person the biggest variety of peppers to try is the most important thing. Now, there are times that some peppers are smaller, some peppers are naturally smaller. It depends on the time of the year, the weather, everything else. And so I use like everything. So if I have peppers that are small, it doesn't matter. I fill in the little cracks so that when you get a box of peppers, it is full, completely full to the brim. And basically you get a large variety. And then you get one of these cards like you got.
Yep.
Okay, which tells you what every single pepper is. And we started labeling our peppers, oh my God, within the second year.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it actually has become kind of a trend out there because, now people are starting to do all the labeling and the numbering and stuff like that, which, I guess is pretty cool. Yeah. But, like I said, to me, I want to give people variety. That's the biggest thing. Now, this year is a tad different because we did concentrate our growing to a few other areas. One 7-Pot Primo with Troy, now that we're kind of part of the wrecking crew, I grew a large amount of 7-Pot Primos. We also did a lot of chocolate Primatalis and red Primatalis for that.
Yeah, because we're looking to make products out of Primatalis.
Exactly. So we tried to gear, and we're going to probably isolate those type of peppers right there. And we found out as we're trying to figure out where we're going to put everything as we're bringing it out of the greenhouse that we have to extend our garden this year because we're not going to have enough room.
Yeah.
So
that definitely makes sense if you're pumping out the numbers that you mentioned. It's got to be. I can't even imagine. I'm trying to wrap my brain around it because the most I've ever had to deal with on my own was about 273-ish different
which is about
peppers.
What our garden is right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what's the ones that were all overwintered are. And that's what we're getting pods from right now. The younger plants are going to be another month or two away.
Now, it's funny if you think back to when you had Tom on your show.
Yeah.
And he talked about how second and third year plants get real tall and they kind of leggy, and that's what our whole garden kind of looks like now.
It's crazy
because we did it. Not only did we do an experiment by overwintering a boatload of plants, but we also chose not to cut them way back. We just cut them back kind of to their cores. So when they started growing new branches and stuff, some of them were already 3 foot tall,
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I don't know that we'll do anything over winter to that scale again, unless we have a lot of really awesome plants that we're dedicated to, because it's a lot of work to keep them going all winter.
It is.
Oh yeah.
You have different. Yeah, we had last year. We had a total of 5 greenhouses going, 4 portable ones, and then our big one that we have, and then adding the lighting, adding the heating, and then having to water everything by hand every single day. So it does wear on you for something like that. So we'll see what happens at the end of the season and see what we have and go from there.
Well, we had pods in February.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I will say that was one of the most remarkable things. So whenever I was, first finding out about y'all, was really kind of looking at obviously kind of what y'all had done before, but then also I'd seen things where Johnny had made comments about getting pods at times when just no one else ever was really doing it, and it was it was eye opening. Obviously, knowing the conditions are much more favorable there is definitely a help as well.
Well, at the end of the day, that's really what got us on the show.
Yeah.
Because they were looking for pods in November.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And it's actually a shame because that year that he was there compared to this year, or should I say this past winter, we had so much more this past winter than we had the winter that he was here. I mean, we had a lot as it was, but it was crazy.
I have to give kudos to Johnny for his threshold.
Oh my goodness.
Because you watch him on camera and you can think what you want.
Yeah.
But I watched the guy walk around our garden picking reapers and marugas and amnesias and stuff up the vines and eating them like they were eating Skittles.
Yep.
And he goes, "Oh yes, this one's hotter than this one."
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, that's the
most definitely.
That's the cool part about it as well, is being able to capture all that, and not only capture that, but y'all being there to experience it, see it, and sharing that with the world. It did do, regardless of anyone's naysaying, I think that it did bring in quite a few new eyes on the overall Chiliad community. And now we have so many budding minds that are trying to figure out where they can get in, how they can get in, and how to continue their journey. So that's the amazing part. Jeff, did we have questions? All right, we have no. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Yes, let's go ahead and jump to the game. Let's go ahead and get on to the Pepper Gauntlet.
I'm scared.
All right, here we go. So this will be the 6th gauntlet, but this is the very first ever Pepper Gauntlet. And what I decided to do is all these images I just quickly typed in on Google and took the first one that was there that I knew that said variety. But I did a number generator using the list that you had provided and just grabbed from there. So here's the thing. Here is the thing. Now, there's 16 on here. Now, we're going to eliminate until we're down to just one. It doesn't mean that is it and it's all said and done and in concrete. No, that's just how the game is going to be won tonight. Whoever wins.
Now, granted, some of the ones on that list we have not visibly seen yet because they're still 2 foot tall.
Yeah. No worries. I mean, this is all based upon you, how you want to vote. It doesn't matter. There's not.
Oh, okay, cool.
What I'm saying is there's not a defined rules and regulations to this.
Gotcha.
This could be you just
all
like the shape of this one, or you like the taste, or you like all the things, right? So.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, we will get
Go
this
for it.
opened up, and I'm gonna pull up my note sheet on what everything. Now, obviously, the images are not gonna be in this exact order that I have typed up, but let's go ahead and get that first one unraveled.
Those are TSW flames.
There we go. All right, the very, very top one.
Amnesia?
Yes, that is an amnesia.
Oh,
And
okay,
then
okay.
we have the, I believe that is a daddle. It's hard for me to tell right there. Yep. That was the
Amnesia.
amnesia going forward. All right. Top is moving forward. We'll go ahead and move that. Simple enough. I had a feeling that one was going to go pretty far for y'all.
You know,
So we'll
it's
see.
funny. Locally, everybody and their grandmother wants us to give them daddles. And it's not that we have anything against them. We just haven't found enough urge. I'll just leave it at that. There's enough people around in Florida that grow daddles that, you know, to be honest, if we decide to make a daddle sauce, we're probably going to go to a local grower and say, hey, give us a bushel of daddles.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. We will get these next two. All right. So the top one is a red jigsaw, and then the bottom one is a boot orange Copenhagen.
Okay, BOC.
Take a BOC.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
For me,
I would take a jigsaw.
Okay, she says jigsaw.
All right. All right.
That's how this marriage. That's how this marriage has lasted 36 years.
Hey, you know, it's I definitely can't blame you on that. So let's see here what the next ones are. We have the Golden California Wonder Bell, and then
Okay.
and
all right. What's the other one?
We have the oh my goodness, let me look at my this is the Florida Predator Yellow.
Okay, yeah, we have not seen those yet, but they look nice.
Well, we'll take the.
Yeah, I'll take the Predator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually not familiar with it at all. Oh, the other one, sorry. The bottom is moved forward. The I have not, no experience with those whatsoever. So when I saw that on that list, I was like,
California Wonders, though.
Yeah, we're growing both of them.
We use them for stuffed peppers, but
we're growing both of them. But I'm excited about seeing how the Florida Predator comes out.
Okay, there we go. Let's take a look at these next two. We're gonna have to zoom in on that one so I can see what it is.
If you can hear a growling in the background, it's our dog. So
okay. So the top is a Purple Reaper, and then the bottom is. Let me look at my list. No, that was the Trinidad Dog. On that one,
we have those. We'll take one of those.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll take that for 100.
All right, Trinidad Dog. Got it.
You bet.
All right. Now we just have to move over to the other side of the bracket and keep this thing progressing. All right. So the green one, I could only find a green version of this while still making it the same shape. So bear with me on that. But that was the bubblegum crossed with the Reaper. And then we have the chocolate Reaper. So either way.
Chocolate Reaper for sure.
All right.
Yeah, definitely.
Simple enough. And then we have the MAMP on top, and then we have the bleeding jigsaw on bottom.
Bleeding jigsaw.
Definitely bleeding jigsaw.
It's such a beautiful pepper.
And Johnny loves bubble gums, so all we got to do is send him a couple bubble gums, and he's happy.
There we go. There we go. All right, so the top is the Moruga Red Monster.
Red Monster, okay.
Yep. And then the bottom is, let me get that one pulled up. That is the Bootla Red.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Well, you like scorpions better, so the MRM.
Yeah, definitely the MRMs.
All right.
We've had some nice MRMs this year. Yeah, definitely.
All right. Look at this. Y'all are just ripping through here. This is good. All right.
Are they chocolate jigsaws? Or are they ghosts?
So the bottom is the chocolate jammy, and then the top is the Reaper crossed with the pink tiger. And the only one I could find was the peach, so I just rolled with that because it didn't specify on
ours
the
are
list.
a different color, but we'll take the top one.
Definitely a top one, yeah.
All
yeah,
right.
they're actually kind of cool pepper.
Yeah.
I've had the chocolate jammy before. I was trying to recall if I've ever had the pink tiger and Reaper cross. So
funny thing about that pepper, at least for me, you know, some peppers, the closer you get to the calyx, the hotter they seem. The bottom like third of those for me are like almost edible.
Yep, exactly.
But then you get up a little higher and you go, holy crap! No, that's not what.
Exactly. All right, so I guess now we're going down further.
Yep. So now it's amnesia
Amnesia.
versus the
Still
jigsaw.
amnesia.
Yeah, definitely
All right.
amnesia. That's kind of my cornerstone. I mean, if you look at my picture that I sent you and stuff like that, they're cool peppers. And they burn a really long time, which is one of the reasons why, you know, a lot of people, even though they're only around 1 million Scoville, but
they got legs. They hang out for a while.
They really do.
Hey,
you know,
the burns, the variations in burns are what kind of does it. So, all right, let's see.
Yeah.
We have that the Florida Predator yellow, and then the oh goodness gracious, I've already forgot. That is the. Let me look at the list again. That was the that was the the jigsaw was up top. That was the Trinidad dog.
Okay.
Sorry, that's the Trinidad dog down there.
You can pick this one.
Oh, Trinidad.
All right. All right, so we have the Chocolate Reaper versus the Bleed Off. Was the Reaper crossed with Pink Tiger?
Bubblegum.
And then, okay. Well,
yeah, definitely bubblegum.
Okay. Well, this one didn't have I don't think this one had the bubblegum. This had the MRM and the...
definitely the red Maruga monster. Yeah.
Okay. So bottom is moving forward. And then, Jeff, is there any way to get the screen in front of me showing? Oh, wait, I don't have to look to the side. Thank you. We're almost there. All right.
Okay, you already got the bubblegum.
Yep.
All right.
There we go. So we have the amnesia, and then we have the what was that? The Trinidad dog.
Yep. Maruga monster and the bubblegum.
Yep.
Personally, I'd probably
amnesia and the bubblegum.
Yeah,
right.
That's where I would go with it now.
All right. So we're taking top on the left and bottom on the right.
Yep.
Boom, boom.
And then I had to go after my own heart with the amnesia.
All right. There it is. Amnesia wins it all.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, I would say definitely.
Well, it first ever, Pepper Gauntlet kickoff. So not too bad. I didn't want you to stress about it too much. I figured having a selection from the lineup that y'all have would make this game a little bit more fun and enjoyable. Cool. And also educational for all those that are watching and interested in grabbing some boxes. Speaking of boxes, I know that y'all have that announcement as far as, who's the winner.
I actually have to do that.
We wanted to do it.
You talk to him.
We wanted to do it live so that it didn't seem like being like whatever.
Oh, don't
Yeah.
You talk for 1 second.
Okay. Well, while y'all are pulling that up, what we'll do is, just because of the sake of time as well, I will have the scorecards for everything posted to Instagram tonight. So everyone will be able to see the scorecards there, and we'll be able to dive into what that looks like. But why don't we go ahead and touch on the nugget of knowledge? What would be something that you would recommend for somebody that's either, you can kind of take this one of two ways. You can either lean on the product creation side or the growing side of things?
Well, I think from the product creation side, just make stuff that tastes good to you. If you can't eat it, then and granted, once it's got a ton of Reaper powder in it, it just tastes like Reaper powder. But we at least know that our product tasted good before we made it hot. So we know we're probably there. You take little bits and pieces. I mean, I eat a piece of a 7-pot Primo the size of my pinky nail, and I get the hiccups. So, but I can still, for a moment, tell that the brownie tasted good before it blows me out.
Yep.
But again, that's the cool thing about this scene is you can lean on people that you trust to give you not only good feedback, but keep it to themselves until your product's tight.
Yep. Absolutely.
And the fact that, I mean, that's what we dig about this scene.
Yep.
We knew kind of who we liked going into the Erie show, and all our gut feelings were right. We didn't find anybody we didn't like, to be honest.
Yeah.
But so like, I don't know. Do you get? I mean, I've seen people on your show like talk about like who they thank or who they leaned on in the early times and things like that. And I kind of made a list, and this is really in no order.
Okay.
But we would not be where we're at without Johnny Scoville, Tom Broom, Troy Primo, Rocco, Jeff Remmert, Gary Montcalm, Shahina and Paul,
Katie Saucy.
Katie,
KDB Saucy.
Yeah. These are all people that in some way really pushed us the next step forward, either with support or just because they gave us the right feedback or they gave us that little hint. On your show, Gary talked about that natural wood thing.
Yep.
Oh, we're kind of moving in that direction now.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tom Broom talked about the CRF. That's our fertilizer now. So we've kind of taken little chunks out of everybody. Listen to your gut and don't be afraid to ask questions.
Not at all.
Is really the main thing.
Yeah.
And if somebody blows you off, don't get pissed. Move on to the next person.
Yep. Very, very well said.
All right. So for the raffle, we did the comment generator, and here is the winning thing. So it is a Stephen Kurgan, number 555.
There
and
we
it's
go.
probably going to be backwards.
Nice job, Stephen.
It's fine.
It says
Number 555.
Yep, 555.
All right.
Yep.
There we go.
If they're listening and that whatever, then have them contact us so we can get everything sent out. And if not, then we'll be posting the other number. We'll post their number on tomorrow morning so that way they can see that they won.
All right. There we go. Congratulations, Stephen. And he just took home that Denver belt, so this will be something good for him.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. That's awesome. Yes, definitely.
Very nice.
It's that the last few weeks have been kind of just crazy busy, and we love Florida. Don't get me wrong, we absolutely love it here. But this summer has probably been the hottest since we've been down here. Average temperatures have been in the high 90s for months, and it takes a toll on you. It really does.
Yeah.
So you literally went to work early in the morning and then later in the afternoon, and it's definitely, it was a harder year this year, but I still would take it over snow anytime.
Yep. No, I completely can agree with that. All right. Well, I know that y'all had mentioned a hot seat nomination and kind of already having quite a few folks in there. Did y'all have one in particular ready to go?
I'm not sure whether or not he would want to come on, but I have to tell you, Jeff Remmert.
Okay.
Remmert, he created the Remmert pepper and also the Deadpool. He's a good friend of ours, really good friend, and I think he'd be an interesting talk to. So for sure.
All right, Jeff, you heard it.
Yeah.
I'll be reaching out, and we'll find a time to get. What's that?
Bad.
I said, if not, drag Sonny on there.
Sonny
Okay.
Spicer.
Okay.
Because he'll be scared to death the whole time you're on camera.
He's a great.
Yeah, you heard me.
Great.
I said that.
He's a great kid. I love him. I absolutely.
He's
love
such
him.
a great guy. He really is.
So, like I said, there's been so many awesome people. Really have.
Absolutely.
Also, a shout out to Shahina and Paul. I have no idea why this League of Fire thing is so divisive, but they've been nothing but cordial and just awesome people to us.
Oh, yes.
So I have nothing but just praise for those two.
Yeah.
They do
work
everything they can to make things work. And sure, everybody runs into snags and stuff, but they're just trying, you know?
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Well, no, I will definitely be reaching out to Jeff, and if that doesn't work out, then I'll be reaching out to Sonny as well, and we'll get that. Well, either way, we'll get that squared away. But hey,
Awesome.
It has been an honor to have y'all on the show here tonight. Really getting to dive into things. Obviously, there's all kinds of more stuff that we could really get into, and you know, really start to discuss more on the product side of things. But it has been a pleasure, and I would love to have you back on and dive a little bit deeper into that.
All right.
Most definitely.
Sounds good, man.
It's been an honor for us to be on here. Like I said, to be honest with you, we did not know a lot about your show to begin with, mainly because I have not been a really big person into the social media lately because it's been so busy.
Yep.
And then when I started watching the show, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. So you have a great thing going here, and we're honored to be here.
Well, thank you so much. That means a lot. And, you know, I couldn't do any of this without really highlighting and showcasing the community. So, you know, all the great people in it make it what it is. And it's just would love to provide a place for everyone to kind of explain themselves and continue to share. So, no, it's an honor. And you know, would love to have y'all back, like I said. But go ahead and close up the show here tonight, and we will get... We'll get this one, episode number 42. All right, episode 42 is in the books. Man, time is flying by. Really 10 more episodes, and we have finally touched the year. So this will be pretty wild to think. If this is your first time checking out the show, man, I'm so glad to have y'all here. Thank you everyone for, you know, sticking through, being patient with all the lovely snafus that have kind of just taken place. I don't know if YouTube liked this very well tonight, but hey, no worries. If you're looking for some amazing, you know, chili head snacks, chili head treats, you're looking for seeds, you're looking for pods, Linda's Fiery Treats, I'll have everything linked down below. How you can get a hold and really, you know, see what they have available, place your orders, get in. It is going to be an absolute blast. These are phenomenal. They pack a nice punch, and I will have all that uploaded on Instagram tonight for the products that I reviewed here. And man, if you are looking to grow your brand, launch your brand, you're stuck, you hit something, you're trying to figure it out, highly recommend reaching out to podvision.io, or you can reach out to me and I can get you in contact with podvision.io and get you back on track. So, hey, episode 42 is in the books, but I'm Brandon Swear, and from everything from the world of hot, this has been the